Good afternoon and welcome to Montana Digital Academy's distance learning webinar series about full subject use scenarios. As many of you are painfully aware, teacher shortages across Montana are a growing challenge, to say the least. MTDA is here to partner with schools facing those gaps, whether due to staffing issues or a desire to expand offerings. This webinar is designed to help you explore how MTDA might support your school next year. As a brief introduction to our distance learning team, Robin Nuttall, who isn't able to join us today, is our Distance Learning Program Director, and I'm Susan Quinn, the Distance Learning Ambassador here at MTDA. My job is to visit schools around the state and work with administrators and counselors to match school needs with MTDA services. Today we'll walk through what ideal full use scenarios look like, specific examples from across the state, what MTDA provides when you engage with us in this capacity, and key considerations around scheduling, communication, and IT and physical logistics. We all know that the ideal setup is a certified teacher in the classroom with students. But when that's not possible, MTDA is here to help students adapt and still provide meaningful learning experiences. You might be a middle school looking to offer world languages like French or Spanish, or fine arts electives like 2D art or music. Or maybe you're a high school or middle school missing a teacher altogether and need all courses in that subject area delivered online. We also work with schools that want to offer AP or dual credit courses but don't have a qualified instructor in-house. In all of these scenarios, MTDA provides a certified Montana teacher, 18 weeks of course content with weekly due dates. So even with the full use model, the courses run on MTDA's academic calendar, which I'll link to on the last slide. We do have flexibility with due dates, so it's possible to adapt to a 4-day school week or other scheduling differences. We provide weekly grade reports to students and parents, just like in all of our other delivery models. We have a dedicated student support staff who serve a role similar to school counselors, but who have a wealth of experience with online learning to help students get back on track in short order if they're stuck. We also provide 24/7 on-demand tutoring through tutor.com. Since our instructors are real full-time teachers based in Montana, many are teaching face-to-face during the day, so students may not get instant responses, but they do have access to on-demand tutoring around the clock to get help when they need it. And finally, we offer guidance and on-call support for local staff to set up and sustain success. Before launching a full-use model, it's important to think about scheduling. Student choice plays a huge role in online learning success. When students choose this format, they're just more likely to thrive. For instance, one principal in Montana creatively solved a staffing gap in math by rearranging the schedule of a special ed teacher with a math certification to teach the pre-algebra and a middle school math teacher's schedule to handle algebra. Only the geometry students were enrolled in MTDA courses, so those on grade level students who were the most likely to succeed were in the online setting. If you can, prioritize face-to-face instruction for your most at-risk learners and use MTDA for others. The outcomes just tend to be stronger. In addition, the adult in the room matters a lot. We've found the most successful implementations include an actively engaged adult who is present and moving around the room, not just taking attendance and checking out. A person who brings a kind of a "we've got this" mindset, who builds trust and models persistence for students, and who supports communication between students, families, and MTDA teachers. And again, we offer training for those local adults, including best practices for student check-ins and how to foster a supportive environment. Transparent communication before enrollment is critical. That means sharing plans with students, families, school boards, and depending on the size of your community, really your broader community ahead of time. We'll include a link to our full use toolkit on the last slide, which contains sample letters and messaging. Once a student is enrolled in MTDA, their parent automatically receives login credentials, so it really is critical that parents are aware of and on board with the plan before it happens. The adult in the room also plays a huge role in maintaining communication, spotting patterns, looping in the MTDA teacher, and helping coordinate outreach to parents if needed. A few IT and physical setup notes to keep in mind. Each student needs a device, a Chromebook, laptop, desktop, those all work. Tablets are just not sufficient for day-to-day use. Headphones or earbuds are essential for video-based learning for the sanity of everyone in the room. Room setup should allow for easy monitoring, so students facing walls or screens viewable by a supervising adult. If you don't have classroom monitoring software, then positioning students along the perimeter with screens visible from behind can be a really simple solution. Also, each student and each parent must have a unique email address. Shared email accounts or placeholder addresses don't work within our system. We've seen attempts to funnel student emails through counselors' inboxes, and it just causes issues down the road. And finally, your local tech director needs to review our whitelist and confirm your district systems won't block critical MTDA communications or content. As soon as a student is enrolled, they're sent login credentials, so having everything configured ahead of time ensures a smooth rollout. Thank you so much for joining us today and for all you do for Montana students. If you're considering a full subject use scenario, we're more than happy to meet with you one-on-one to talk through logistics and make a plan tailored to your school.